My name is Dave Cowan, and I am running for school board for District 318 here in Grand Rapids. Oh boy, my favorite subject in school was probably math. I am a numbers guy through and through. I love playing with Excel and figuring things out, using some analysis tools and figuring out what is the data really telling you. So yeah, definitely math. It's black and white. There's a right answer most of the time, and that's sometimes comforting, but you know, obviously in a lot of things there's gray everywhere, and you have to be kind of nimble to know when something can be black and white and when something has to be in the gray. Pets, plants, or kids? Absolutely, I have all of those. We have, my wife Elena and I have one son who is 17. His name's Casey. He's a senior at Grand Rapids High School right now. Very active in lots of different things, marching band, soccer. He's a swim captain this year with a buddy of his. Really looking forward to those things. Really not looking forward to being an empty nester, but that's part of the deal, I guess. We have two dogs. One is a white English lab who broke my leg last year running into me, so that was a great fun. And then we have a German Shepherd. And we have, when you say plants, it's funny because when my son Casey was in 5th grade, he grew a plant from seed, this spider plant, and it has since made these babies, and they are all over the Midwest now. We keep giving them away to people, and in fact, if you want one when we leave here today, I can get you one. How do I handle stress? That's a really good question. A healthy level of stress, I think, is important to make really good decisions. But when stress gets to be too much, I think you have to just step away and just put things into perspective. You know, there's lots of things in my background and in my professional kind of career where you can really get caught up in things that add stress, but they don't have to be that way. When you stop, get up, go for a walk, and put things into perspective and come back to look at the problem with a little bit different perspective, it helps to alleviate some of that stress. That's kind of the professional side. When it comes to actual stress mitigation, I love to go out on the boat and fish. There's nothing better than to sit in the lake and just worry about trying to catch a fish. Stress kind of falls away pretty quickly when you fire up the engine on the boat. The last book I read is, my book club is going to be mad for me for not being able to read this off the top of my tongue, is, oh boy. It was about the founding of the United States of America and the kind of the different nations basically that were part of it. I just forget the title of it at this point, but it was fascinating because it really looked at where immigration came from, how the different regions of the United States were founded, and how the different kind of factions, like in the East and the South and the North and the West, really interacted with each other. My motivation to run is absolutely to serve. I think that we have a great school district. I think we have a great set of schools. We have great teachers, and I want to carry on that tradition. I'm a product of the middle school in Grand Rapids and elementary school before moving to Greenway for high school. But I'm a product of this district, and my son is a product of this district, and I think we have a tremendous duty to maintain and enhance our schools, and I want to do whatever I can to help us just have great opportunities for our kids that then bring more opportunity to our area. Where, you know, I think an area is judged on their schools, and if we have great schools, I think we can attract even more business development and folks to come and enjoy the area that we live in. First question, so let's see what we have here. Do you see a need for curriculum changes in our schools? I would say I don't know, but if you were to push me over a cliff and say one way or another, I would say probably not. What I see is through the lens of being a parent right now and being a member of our community, and I see opportunities that are applicable to lots of kids. I see my son going and being challenged in some of the IB classes and the SITS classes that we have. So there's great curriculum options there. I see there's pathways for kids, no matter if they want to take a college track or go into the trade routes or into the workforce. There's lots of different options for kids to kind of customize their education. And I think that the curriculum that we have is doing a good job to prepare the kids for whatever path they take. That said, I do want to make sure that we focus on helping to get our scores up when it comes to some of the standardized tests in reading. Next question is, what in your background would make you what in your background would make you an effective school board member? I've spent my whole career, 20 plus years in leadership in different companies, big and small. And as my career has progressed, I've gone into more leadership positions where you transition from leading things that are known on what needs to happen to strategizing and leading what should happen. And so in my current role as a leader that's really focused on strategy and growth planning, I can look at problems not just for what they are today, but what they are, how we got here, and then for how do we make sure that the solutions we put in place are the right solutions that are going to either pay dividends or help us grow long into the future. So I think the ability to look back at that experience, to be able to leverage it and use the data to drive decision making whenever possible is what would make me effective in this role. All right, last question is, what are your expectations of public education in the community? I guess my expectations are just that, it's education. I think it's enabling kids to start school and go through school and learn. One of the things that I've really focused on throughout my college career was, college really kind of taught you how to learn how to learn. And I think that there's a part of that that really is applicable in our public schools in the community too. How do we teach kids to be thirsty for knowledge, to be curious, to ask questions, to not be okay with the status quo and to continue to raise the bar? I think that if we can instill that sense of wonder and curiosity in kids, at the same time we teach them the basics of what's important in the curriculum that's been established by the state and the school board. That's what I expect out of our public schools in our community here.